Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to your Daily Dose. I'm your host, Alize, and this is the Daily Dose, where you already know we be doing the most. If you haven't subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. Any other information will be in the link in the description below, my Instagram, Facebook, and stuff like that. Okay, so I wanted to get into this video. This is for people who have depression. There's different stages of depression. I'm going to go ahead and this is not one of these videos where I'm going to be explaining what depression is, what major depressive disorder. I'm not doing all that. In fact, that'll be for another time because I do want to also talk more about mental health and awareness as well. Because I feel like that's something that's very important and I want to talk more about that. I haven't really touched on that, only touched on the basis of mental health, and I wasn't really, actually diving deeper into the different types of mental illnesses and the different types of things that people go through. So I really want to talk about this because I was actually inspired by this from, myself as well as another individual. Let me tell y'all something. Depression is not something that's easy. A lot of people think that depression, when you see people on, social media, I've seen people on TikToks, I've seen people on, different social medias, if it's Instagram, whatever. Some people will say, if depression beat me, then I gave it my best. Depression is not an easy thing, okay? But before we even get into this, like I said, I'm not a psychologist. I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm none of those things. So please don't be sitting here thinking that I could be your therapist. That's not what's going to happen. It's just not going to happen. Ooh, I tickle myself sometimes. Ooh, goodness. Okay. First, we're going to look up the definition of depression, okay? Because we do want to get into that, baby. What is depression, okay? Because we do, like I said, it's different stages of depression, but I'll do a whole nother video for that later. So depression is conditioned with the elevation or lowering of a person's mood, such as depression or bipolar disorder. Oh, I didn't know that, baby. Hold on. Let's look up mine. What is MDD? MDD is a mental health disorder characterized by persistently depressed mood or loss of interest in activities, causing significant impairment in daily life. Okay, so that's what I have. I have major depressive disorder because I have not worked out for a very long time. And depression, they say it's like I said, it's different stages. So depression is the lowering of moods. Okay, we just looked at, when a person is they're not at their best. Okay, then we have major depressive disorder where, there's loss in activities. You don't want to do nothing and stuff like that. I'm not here to just break everything down right now. I just want to let you know that if you or someone is going through any type of if you're going through depression, if you have major depressive disorder, then this video is for you, okay? Take it day by day. That's the first step. Take it day by day. There's going to be times where you are not going to want to get up. There's going to be times where you are not going to want to go outside. There's going to be, it's going to feel like you don't want to go to the store. You don't want to be around people. You don't want to eat. You don't want to sleep. Some people is different. Some people just eat. Me, I binge. I binge for the last 2 weeks. Okay? Yes, I did. And I was not supposed to do that. And I felt so disappointed in myself when I worked out. And I worked out this morning. I felt so disappointed in myself because I felt all the shame and all the guilt. And I was like, damn, I feel fat again. I ain't even gonna lie. No disrespect to anybody who's, fat. I ain't got nothing, but that's not where I plan on being in life. But to beat depression, you have to take it day by day. You have to be patient with yourself. Like I said, it's not, what really helps me is really allowing myself to say, okay, this is how I'm feeling, because I know when it's coming. I could feel it, because I start to block people out of my life. I lose interest in things that I'm doing. I don't want to upload on YouTube. I don't want to write in my book. I don't want to work out. I just order nothing but food and just eat. And I stay in my room and I don't want to talk to nobody. I don't want to see nobody. My mood is down. I don't shower. I don't brush my teeth. I don't do nothing. Okay? You have to take it day by day. It's not something that is going to be easy. It is not. And for any of you people that assume that sadness and depression are the same, they are not the same. Sadness and depression are two different things. Sadness is an emotion. Depression is not. That is not an emotion. That's a psychological mental illness. That's not even that. I don't know why people assume that sadness and depression are the same. It's really not. Because a person who is depressed and they're going through these moods, it's like you don't want to do. Sadness is like, okay, I'm sad for that very moment. When something happens, okay, we could be going through something in our life and we could be sad about it. Like for example, if your dog passed or your bird, like if you had a bird and the bird just flew out the cage and that was it. That's the last time you seen Petey, whatever the bird's name was. You're going to be sad. You're going to, you're going to have a grief moment, because Petey's gone. I'm pretty sure he's not going to come back. There's a possibility. I'm only saying that because, I had a bird named Chi-Chi and my cousin let him out the cage and he flew away and I never seen him again. Yeah. So you're going to be sad. You're going to go through a grieving moment, or when someone dies, someone passes in our family, we're sad. Depending on the individual, people get depressed. Depression is more of a, it's not associated with sadness because it's not an emotion. Depression is not an emotion. That's not what that is. Psychologically, depression is when, depending on what has happened or what's going on in your life, or also look at this. Some people don't even know why they're depressed. Sometimes you don't know why you're feeling this or why you're implementing this type of energy. You don't know what's like, why am I depressed? Like I was depressed for 6 months when I was 15 years old and didn't even know why. All I knew was that every day I would wake up and just be in this mood where I just didn't want to talk to nobody. It was bad. I didn't want to eat. I didn't want to, nothing. I couldn't even sleep sometimes. So please do not get sadness and depression mixed up because depression is not an emotion. I'm sorry, but it's not. Also, like I said, but I want to go back to this, take it day by day. Okay. Major depressive disorder, I don't really know too much far as depression because there's different stages. Major depressive disorder is what I have. I have suicidal thoughts. So when I was, I was on pills for almost 6 months to a year, I don't remember specifically, but they used to give me a very strong pill called Quinine. Quinine is also a pill that you could use to take if you have bipolar disorder. Okay, it's to help the functioning of the bipolar disorder calm down. It's supposed to help the functioning of your brain. Okay, because a person who is bipolar, how people pop off and they are, they get irritable or they have manic hypermania, hypomania, manic episodes, stuff like that. That's supposed to help you calm yourself. Okay. So Quinine was also used because I had major depressive disorder and Scam think they just popping right now because they think it's okay to just keep calling me and assuming because it says scam, I'm gonna answer. Like, who are you? Anyway, so I had to take that And when I took quinine, it made me feel, my other psychiatrist, she didn't want me to take it because for those of you who are new to the channel, I was mentally institutionalized because I tried to overdose on pills. Okay, I was trying to kill myself. I was going to commit suicide. It was weird because in the process of me doing this, I had made a phone call to one of my exes, and I was like, telling him of, like, I don't know, I was just losing my mind. So anyway, I was mentally institutionalized, and they had took me in and whatnot because the way I was feeling, I didn't realize that I had deep, deep depression. And I suffered with this for a long time. So I was in there for about 52 hours, and then I finally seen the psych doctor, and he told me, and I told him what happened, and he said, I feel like you're okay to go home. I manifested to get out of there because I did not belong in there. And he said, but you do, he diagnosed me with major depressive disorder because they gave me this pill, but they didn't tell me what it was. They didn't tell me shit. They just gave it to me and was monitoring me the whole time. All I knew was that I would wake up, get out of bed, go and, I had to wash up and stuff. I didn't even get to go to the actual room to the actual the rooms that they had for people who were in the institution. I didn't get to. I was in the emergency room the whole time because it was a lot of people ahead of me and stuff. So I wasn't able to really actually go up. So I was in the emergency room the whole time, and I was in the room with this one lady that just kept drinking sodas. And so they was monitoring me. I was very quiet. I didn't talk. I didn't say nothing. They was just looking at me. I tried to take my tray, and they was like, oh no, you don't have to do that. And they was feeding me, but I noticed that it was making me want to eat more. Like I wanted to eat. That's all I wanted to do, and just sleep. Eat and sleep. And that's the prime reason why I stopped taking the medication, because I no longer wanted to keep taking something that had that I had to rely on to make me feel good. And this is not for me to tell you if any of you have taken medication or if you are seeing a psychiatrist. I'm not saying do not come on this channel thinking I'm telling you what to do and what not to do. But for me, I knew it was like when I would take my medication, it would make me feel so sleepy, and I would be asleep all the time throughout the whole entire day, then wake up at night and be like, yeah, go downstairs and go fix something to eat and just eat and sleep. That's all I did. So he had told me I was okay to go back home, and they gave me the quinine. And my other psychiatrist, the one that I was already prescribed to, assigned to, she told me she didn't want me to take that because of how it would cause me to have weight gain, and I would eat more and more, and it's not, she was like, I don't want you to do that, because at the time she had me on Lexapro. Now when she had me on Lexapro and I had my first manic episode, that's when I went into manic. Like I was so energized, but I was so irritable. But I was cleaning, I was talking a lot, and my godmom was like, okay, you're having a manic episode. I'm gonna need you to calm down. I was like, what is that? So when I went back to my psychiatrist and told her about that, she was like, okay, yeah, you have bipolar disorder too. And I said, what? So I started researching, and I was like, what the fuck is it? And see, my mother has bipolar depression. As you can see, what we read earlier, depression is associated with bipolar depression. Okay, so that's something to look out for. So, I myself had to take certain medications I didn't want to take. Lexapro was to help me with my moods, because I have mood swings. Like 1 minute I'm good, next minute I'm not. I want to be left alone. And that's how we found out that I had bipolar disorder too. I also do have borderline personality disorder, which is also, it has to do with a lot of, from what I remember, borderline personality disorder has to do with a lot of Anxiety, of the feeling of being left, is something like you feel like someone's going to neglect you, or it's associated with stuff like that. I haven't really went into it. Well, I did, but I don't remember all of it. Also, people with borderline personality disorder do have the capabilities of crossing boundaries. And also, it's like the feeling of being left. Like you don't want to feel like, okay, am I good enough? Or your insecurities, stuff like that. So yeah. Basically I had, went into a mental institution, and that's when I found out I had major depressive disorder. So I was depressed, and I would take that medication. I would take, pop the quinine. But what it would do is it would keep me sleeping, and I wouldn't worry about it. It was to help me to not think the suicidal thoughts, because I had a lot of suicidal thoughts. I've always been the person to have suicidal thoughts. I never attempted suicide and committing it until that one time in my life, that particular time. So I want to let you guys know that, depression is something that is not easy, especially within the Black community, or, just the community as a whole, and over, worldwide. A lot of us and a lot of parents will always, and this is something I don't like what parents do, not every parent, but some majority will say, you not depressed. How you gonna be depressed? You ain't got bills. You ain't got nothing. It has nothing to do with that. Depression can be caused from traumatic experiences that have happened to us within our childhood. Depression can be caused by certain things that have, occurred within, depending on what has happened. Like I said, yeah, depression can be caused by many things. So, for you to be selfish and say that, your child is going through nothing, you should have a talk with your child and ask them and see how they're feeling, because depression does happen within children. It happens within teenagers, like, far as like teenagers, I want to say, and, it could be within kids, who knows? I didn't really look it up, but, it can be within, you don't know what that child is going through. You don't know how they're feeling. And that's why we have so many people committing suicide, because they feel alone. They feel like no one understands them. Truth is, you're not alone. Truth is, you do have people like I myself and other individuals out here who are spreading mental health awareness and saying that, yes, this is something that is important. And a lot of us should push the issue of mental health awareness, because we need to be more aware of mental illnesses. I don't care what anyone thinks. Depression, bipolar disorder, bipolar depression, MDD, schizophrenia, ADHD, what else? Bipolar disorder 1, BPD, borderline personality disorder, dissociative personality disorder. These things are real. These things are something to take into account. A lot of people will assume and say, well, that's not true, because if you feel that, no, it is true, because psychologically it's facts. Okay? So one thing when it comes to depression, the first step is to really take it day by day. If you know, okay, you're feeling this, like me, I know when it's like, I could feel like, okay, I'm having one of my moments because I'm not going outside. I'm very irritable. And then also dealing with that on top of being bipolar, it's not easy. So don't come to this channel if you have anything negative to say. I don't want to hear it. But it's not something that's easy. So what I do is I like to work out, have other alternatives. Okay. Some people do turn to alcohol. Some people do turn to drugs because they don't want to feel what they're feeling. It's just for that moment, I just want to feel good. But later on down the line, what does it do? It affects you. Okay? And when we don't deal with these traumatic experiences that have happened within our lives, we don't take time to heal our inner child and heal ourselves, we are only hurting ourselves even more. Okay? You have to take it day by day. I'm not sitting here saying that it will become easier. Me, I don't want to wallow in it. So what I try to do is I try to do other things that will make me feel good about myself. Working out, meditating, affirming, affirmations, daily affirmations. Even on the times where I'm not feeling my best, going for a walk, or just watching one of my favorite shows that'll make me laugh and smile, because I'm not going to say that people with depression, a lot of people will say who don't really have depression or won't really understand it. Because let me let you know this. Not everyone is depressed. Not everyone is bipolar. Not everyone has ADHD. Not everybody has schizophrenia. And not everyone has dissociative personality disorder. So people with these mental illnesses, you have to be very understanding, and you have to come to them in a way that you're not forcing yourself on them, or you're not making them feel any less than what they're feeling at that moment, but taking the time to understand and know that what they're going through, just be there for them, be their friend, whatever it is. If you have a partner that has any of these mental illnesses, be patient with them, because this is something that's not going to be easy. They're going to have days where people like borderline personality disorder, we need constant reassurance. Now, I myself, I try not to look at that, because I try to say, you know what, I don't need constant reassurance, because I can reassure myself of who I am. And this is something to work on, But see, a lot of people who get into relationships, I want to say this because this is true. So many people are willing to get into relationships or see a fine, cute face and be like, dang, that person bomb, and don't really know mentally what the person's going through emotionally, or what they've been through, what they've, things that have happened to them in their lives. And you don't try to get to know and understand that person. And people can overlook that, okay? People overlook that. So encourage your partner. And if you know somebody that you may have feelings for, you want to be with, that does have that has these mental illnesses or is going through depression, okay? Because, I'm talking about that, but I just want to just say that overall. Be patient with them. Go to hell. Go to the damn meetings with them. Encourage them to also see a therapist. Because one thing I'm going to let you know that really is helpful when you are going through these depressive stages, having a therapist. But remembering and understanding that your therapist is not going to be there to save you 24/7. Majority of what you're going through and what you're having to face is it's going to be on you in the end, because you're doing it to help yourself. The therapist is not there to fix you. People think going to therapy, I'm going to be fixed. The therapist, no. Only you know the problem, and only you can make the choice and the actual conscious decision to change things. I don't like to wallow in my depression. When it does happen, I like to get out of it. Meaning I like to just say, you know what? I understand, I feel this way. I accept that this is what's happening at this moment. But I'm gonna allow myself to feel what I'm feeling, but then I'm gonna get back on the ball and I'm gonna turn to a different alternative that's going to help me. But you're not like me and I'm not like you. So what I'm saying may not work for you. So that's why I say, take it day by day, because it's not going to be an easy process. And if you feel that it's overwhelming, then that is when you need to take the step and you need to talk to a therapist and you need to get help. Okay? So I really feel like this is something I want to stress, because mental health awareness, guys, it's serious. This is not something to joke about. This is not something that's funny. Okay? Because over the course of my life, I've realized that, it seems like it gets harder when you're dealing with so much and you're like, damn, I just don't want to, and you feel like people don't get it. Honey, boo boo child, I get it. Okay? I understand. But to my people who are depressed, to my people who are suffering from depression, understand you are not alone. You're not. And whenever you feel like you're alone, I want you to watch this video and know that you are loved, and it's okay to come onto this channel because you can express how you feel. You can email me, talk to me, and let me know, hey, Alize, I've been going through this, and I decided that I'm going to create a TikTok where I'm going to actually, talk to people and really, push more of mental health awareness out there. Because one thing I don't like is when people will say, oh, that person's bipolar, or that sign is bipolar. Because one thing you not finna do, you not finna play with mental health like it's a game, because it's not. Okay? And understand that when we, like, a lot of people think that it's an excuse. Now, I'm not saying use this as an excuse, to use this as your advantage and say because you do something, oh, I'm bipolar, that's just how I am. You don't do that. No, absolutely not. You know that this is something that you have. You know that, for example, let me say this. A person who cannot control their emotions, for example, like me, I would always have this problem with living in the present moment. And we like to live in the past. So majority of what we're acting out on subconsciously is due to past traumatic experiences that we've went through. So the number one thing to remember is to remain present. Be present. Stop and ask yourself, or take a deep breath. What this person is saying, okay, is it helping me or is it hurting me? Remove yourself from that situation, okay? Because I pop off too. I get mad. But I have to learn to calm myself down and say it's not worth it, okay? So when we go through these things, back to depression, when we go through these things, just understand, y'all, you got to take it day by day. Okay? Be patient with yourself, but don't dwell in it. Don't let it take over you. Don't do that. Depression cannot win. Depression will not win. Don't allow it to win. You are in control of your body and your mind. Okay? You can beat this. But you got to take it day by day. And you have to remember that you are not alone. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like, comment, subscribe, share. If, like I said, I'm going to be dropping another video talking more about the difference. Well, I don't want to talk about the difference between bipolar 1 and bipolar 2 until I actually research it. But I'll be dropping a video to let y'all know the different stages of depression and stuff. That video will be coming out soon. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And yeah, I love y'all. Peace.